Hey gang, it's JC, and this is the Daily Dose for Tuesday, February 21st, 2012, a combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Clayton. We have good old television archives at the top of the page, our eye candy feature right below, and over in the corner, today's rock and roll poll question. Well, we start with yesterday's results. Yesterday was President's Day. Who will be president at this time next year? And you guys surprised me. 76% of you say Barack Obama, 76%. Mitt Romney with only 10%. Somebody else beats out Rick Santorum with 7%. Santorum got 6%, and Newt Gingrich got 0.7%. You guys surprise me once in a while. All right, yesterday was President's Day, as we said. Who was the best ever movie president? Now, there's lots of them. I mean, dozens and dozens. There must be over 100 guys who portrayed fictional presidents. Let's give you these, though, to start with, okay? Harrison Ford, Air Force One, Michael Douglas in The American President, Kevin Kline in Dave, or Peter Sellers in Dr. Strangelove. Let's start there and see how we do. Please answer in the corner. We'll have results for you tomorrow here, and of course, on the Big 550 KTRS, where Trish Gazelle and I reside every day from noon until 3 o'clock. So the big story this morning, a magnitude 4.0 earthquake shook parts of the Midwest just before 4 o'clock this morning. It was centered in southern Missouri, where it caused nearly $2 million in improvements. You knew that was coming, didn't you? Simon Cowell thinks the winners of American Idol, X Factor, and The Voice should compete in a super final. Taylor Hicks is up for it. That's if he can find somebody to cover his shift at Ponderosa. J. Edgar comes out on DVD today, unlike the real J. Edgar, who never came out. Well, so far, iPads, video games, and cell phones have not completely destroyed the chance of American families interacting with one another. According to a new survey of 2,000 families, 54% of parents say they still play old-fashioned board games with their kids. I'm assuming that Monopoly and Clue and Mousetrap and stuff like that. Stratego. 60% still do sing-alongs in the cars. What is this? This story come out of a Norman Rockwell painting? My God, what's going on? A 22-year-old guy in a wheelchair robbed a convenience store in Florida with a knife. He was caught by police when his wheelchair got stuck in some sand outside. Can't write stuff like this. I still have this cold or virus or whatever it is. I'm getting tired of it. My wife's going on 2 weeks with this thing, and we are told now that in the average case, whatever this is that's going around, it lasts 3 weeks. So according to that, I still have almost 2.5 weeks to go. I'm already in a bad mood, although it makes my voice very low and resonant. So at least you get something out of it. All right, you got the Oscars coming up on Sunday. And the AMC theaters, many of them this weekend here in St. Louis, are going to give you an, a day-long pass to see 5 of the Best Pictures nominated. Hugo, The Help, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, The Artist, War Horse, Moneyball, Tree of Life, and The Descendants were screened last weekend. Now skip Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. The movie's stupid. I did not see Hugo. Got to get around to that. The Help is very good, although I don't think as good as it is. Just go see The Artist, please. Get over whatever that aversion you have about seeing a silent black and white movie. It's so good. It's so good. I don't make it a habit of quoting other people's movie quotes, but there was one guy who just said, "This is the reason we go to the movies," and that is the best description of this movie I can give you. Go see The Artist. I'll give you your money back if you don't like the movie. All right, the rumors were true. Chris Brown did record some new vocals for the remix of Rihanna's Birthday Cake, and they're not even close to being what a lot of people would call appropriate under the circumstances. Girl, I want to F you right now. Been a long time. I've been missing your body. Talks about licking her icing, giving it to her in the worst way, and blowing her candles out. And then she responds with, "Turn up the music because I feel a little turned on. Turn up the music. You don't want to turn me down." You know what? I'm starting not to feel sorry for her anymore. She got the crap beat out of her. And this guy's a head case, and I'm starting to think they just deserve one another, so let them be. Was Whitney Houston's drug problem really caused by the fact she had to dump her lesbian lover and have a fake marriage to Bobby Brown in order to get people off the trail of her gayness? Now, there's been talk of Whitney being a secret lesbian for years, but this is, the guy who wrote this, your stretch marks are showing. JWoww from Jersey Shore has listed the 8 United States presidents that she would have liked to boink, including Ulysses S. Grant. She says, I heard he was an alcoholic. Sounds like he liked to party. He kind of looks like that actor Kevin Kline, right? LOL. This woman is deep. Very, very deep. All right, new on video today includes J. Edgar, as we mentioned. This is the Leonardo DiCaprio movie directed by Clint Eastwood. You got Naomi Watts as his trusted secretary. You've got Armie Hammer as Hoover's protege and secret gay lover. This is one of these things where you look at it and you go, okay, the representation of J. Edgar Hoover by Leonardo DiCaprio, I never bought it for 2 seconds, because you cannot take one of the most handsome leading men in Hollywood and have him portray that bug-eyed fat freak J. Edgar Hoover. I mean, this is a bad casting choice by Clint Eastwood. Also, I would also say that Leonardo DiCaprio's acting in this movie is almost as good as anything you'll see in any of his previous movies. The problem is the screenplay stinks, and you just never believe that he's really a J. Edgar Hoover. So there was a little buzz on that, and then the Oscar nominations came out, and it got bupkis, and I think rightfully so. There's still a lot of people making noise about that, but I think you're terribly misguided. All right, tonight on Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel on HBO, they're going to do a profile of sports agent Lee Steinberg. And mention this because this guy has been milking the Jerry Maguire thing for years. And I read a story a couple of years ago that the character was not, in fact, that Tom Cruise portrayed in Jerry Maguire, was not based on Lee Steinberg. This is the guy who was trying to keep the Rams in Southern California when nobody was going to the games out there, and we were trying to steal them away. So I'm very curious to see what this schmuck says tonight on Real Sports with Brian Gumbel. Oh, 2 schmucks in one show. Okay. It is Fat Tuesday today, so if you're thinking to yourself, well, I got to think ahead, when's the next big party? 25 days until St. Patrick's Day. I thought I would point that out. It was 65 years ago today, 1947, that a guy by the name of Edwin H. Land demonstrated the first self-developing instant camera. Yes, the Polaroid Land camera. This is where amateur pornography hit the ground running and never looked back, folks. All right, JC's Eye Candy today. The guys who do the Bad Lip Reading series on YouTube have a new one starring Rick Santorum. Now, I got to tell you something. There are some things that are just intrinsically funny as far as I'm concerned. And it doesn't really matter to me, at least in this particular case, what side of the political aisle you're on, because if you don't laugh at this, then I just think, you know, somewhere in the middle of the night, aliens came down and surgically removed your sense of humor. This is as stupid funny as anything I've seen recently. They basically take real video clips of Santorum, but then they dub in ridiculous lines with a voice that sounds exactly like his. I was screaming. I was laughing so hard. So please look at this JC's Eye Candy. It's right below what you're looking at right now. By the way, Trish and I are going to be live from the Home and Garden Show at the Convention Center on Friday. Also going to be doing our Oscar show. We are on every day from noon till 3 on the Big 550 KTRS. And given yesterday was President's Day, who was the best movie president? You know, an actor portraying a fictional president. Was it Harrison Ford in Air Force One? Michael Douglas in The American President, Kevin Kline in Dave, or Peter Sellers in Dr. Strangelove? Answer in the corner. Results for you tomorrow, and of course on the Big 550 KTRS. All right, that's it. I'm going to conserve my voice because I don't know how much longer I'm going to have it. Tuesday, February 21, 2012, a combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Clayton. And in the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.